So the technique I'm going to show you tonight is how to create this bubbling splitting effect. It's a fantastic technique and it's very simple and will really make your plexiglass stand out. Okay, so what you need is, you need your artwork obviously, so I'm just going to use this artwork, and this was just a work on paper I just glued down to a board. And this is a piece of plexiglass I've already cut to the size that I want. Now I actually want this Mona Lisa image to come through. So what you're going to do is you're going to have to cut out a piece of paper in the shape, in the negative shape, like so. So obviously when you put that down like that and you position it the right way, you'll want to sit that on there so you know that it's going to keep the space clean of any spray paint. Okay, so what you're going to need is some white spirits, and what you need to do is just put it into a spray bottle like so. You're obviously going to need spray paint. In this case I'm using red and yellow, and obviously gloves so you don't get it on it, and face mask if you're using it indoors. So what you're going to do is, obviously I'm placing this over the image and the plexiglass is down, and I'm going to spray the area around it. Now this process you have to do fairly quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray down the yellow first, followed by the red, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the this stencil off and then spray in this area with white spirits, and what it'll do is it'll ricochet off the plexiglass and sort of splatter over the spray paint, and then it should make it split. Okay, so that's the that's what's going to happen. So let me make sure that that's the right way. Right, that's basically where I want it. Okay, so here we go. I sort of want to put something like that, and then some red, and then take this and go boom, and usually, yeah, a couple of squirts, that should be alright. 3 squirts, and that will make it split, and it'll eventually split more and more over time. As you can see, it's started to split. So now it's just a matter of letting that dry. So once it's dry, what I find is for some reason you sort of get like this slightly white area that does come through, and it must be the reaction between the white spirits and the spray paint, but it actually gives a really nice effect. So if you overspray a bit and you get like spray paint splatters here, what you can do is you can just take a cloth with some white spirits and then put it on there and just keep scrubbing and wiping, and you will find that the spray paint will come off the plexiglass. And even if you don't, say you want to take some more spray paint off of this area to reveal more of the underneath, well, it's just the same process. You put a bit of white spirits on there, and then you get a cloth, and then you just keep wiping and wiping, and as you can see, the more you wipe, you'll eventually keep wiping back the spray paint until you reveal the plexiglass. So once you clean the plexiglass, it's just a matter of lining it up like so, and then putting your spaces in. What I do is I just put the spaces in on one side first, like work out where it sits, and then just drilling them in, and it's as simple as that, and you get a fantastic looking end result. Okay, so other things that you can do with plexiglass. When mounting your plexiglass, you can also just take a cheap frame that you can just buy from pretty much anywhere, and then what you do is you place some hot glue, using a hot glue gun, on the back of your plexiglass artwork, and then you just attach it to the frame like that. So you have an awesome little artwork that doesn't cost a lot to put together. And you know, there's another example. This one has screws in it, but you don't really need it if you're actually just putting the hot glue behind it first. And that's with the black frame, and it looks really cool. You can also buy these plexi blocks from IKEA. They're in the framing photo section, and they're magnetised and they come apart. Usually you just put a photo behind them, but you can create plexi artwork. Here's an example of one that I've done. Cool. And what I've done is I've put some information about me underneath, so people can look at that, as well as, you know, I've signed the back, website, everything. So, and it's magnetised, so it all sits really nicely. And you just drill a hole in the back to hang it. You can drill a hole, or you can actually put like a proper with D rings and a proper, you know, hanging system, or it can sit on the bench, etc. I mean, plexiglass, there's so many things you can do with it. You don't just have to spray paint or that. You can actually draw straight onto it. Like in this one, I've actually drawn a bike, the shadows of it, and I've used acrylic paint on the back, just painted on the back. I mean, that's another technique. There's so many things you can do, but I just wanted to show you the one with the spray paint. Alright, well, I really hope that's given you some ideas and some inspiration to maybe attempt to use plexiglass in your artwork. But it's all about experimenting. I come up with all of these ideas just by experimenting. I didn't really look online, or I didn't really, you know, it's just stuff that I've picked up myself. So use it, enjoy it, and post your results, because you know, I'm always cool to see what you guys come up with. Alright, that's it. I'll catch you soon. Later.
Winter cold, this wind is blowing my mind. I see the kids in the street with not enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their needs? A summer disregard, a broken bottle top, and a one-man soul. They follow each other on the wind, you know, 'cause they've got nowhere to go. That's why I want you to know I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, you take a look at yourself and then make that change. Na 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 na. I've been a victim of a selfish kind of love. It's time I realize that there are some with no